So you've been with the West Indies team, and I believe they're not staying here locally in Rousseau. They're staying a little bit out of town.
What did you say?
They're not staying locally here in Rousseau. They're staying a little bit out of town.
No. I'm staying in the just closer to the Victoria Street.
Oh.
Because in fact, I will tell you one thing. The route to Hotel End is such a long route. So the other day, Ishan Kishan and Shubman Gill, they were asking me, jokingly initially, that are you staying nearby? I said yes. So they, will you mind? Can we come over to your room? We can. I said okay. There are empty rooms. You can join. It will be a privilege. So
Yes.
initially I thought they were joking, but the next day Rohit Sharma, who is a good friend of mine, so he told me that no, we are serious because it takes a long time to come over, you know.
So right.
Some of the young players.
Here's Ashwin beginning a new over, bowling to Jermaine Blackwood. To Blackwood, and he's defending back to Ashwin, and there's no run. Well, I'm staying just a few paces down the road. I might have an offer for you in a moment. There's no run. So I'm just staying about 5 minutes walk maximum away from here. So I'll be tempted if Kohli needs a bed, I'll give him my bed. How's that?
Anyone would do that. And I must tell you that this is my first incident in the Caribbean as a radio broadcaster, and this is going live on my YouTube channel as well. So hello to all my Indian friends. Right now 100 people are watching.
Here is Ashwin bowling to Blackwood. He works this one behind square and they scamper through for a run as Ishan Kishan, the debutant, picks the ball up and throws the bowler's end. That brings up a 50 for the West Indies off the 5th ball of the 21st over. So a current run rate of only 2.4, which wouldn't really be a problem normally, but they've lost those 3 wickets after that fairly solid start from Chanderpaul and Craig Brathwaite. Here is Ashwin. He's bowling to the debutant, Alec Athanase. He's defending that one to backward point, and there's no run. That is the end of the 21st over. It's 50 for 3 here at Windsor Park. So we're on you. I love you, sir. Is he talking to me or you?
No, I'm talking to you, but I will now in the break, so I will ask your opinion. So I will just introduce you in Hindi. ये एंड्रू हैं हमारे साथ और इन्होंने रेडियो कमेंट्री के लिए बुलाया. So what do you have to say? What is your first impression of Indian cricket team?
No, good team, very good. But I must tell you one story specific to Dominica. Virat Kohli is the only survivor from the last time India played here in 2011. In that series, he got 76 runs. It's fair to say he's improved quite a bit since then.
I will tell you one another when you will ask me during the instant about Kohli's story on this ground. He has made a unique record. No one is aware of. I had told Kohli in advance. Whenever you are free, I will tell you. Your viewers will enjoy.
We'll look forward to that. I'm sure our listeners right around the Caribbean on the Cut and Drive network will look forward to your story about the, I don't know what you call him, the king or the prince. He's pretty iconic. He's kind of like the Cristiano Ronaldo of world cricket. We're talking about Virat Kohli, but it's Shardul Thakur bowling this time to Blackwood, and he skies that one away, or just wide of Shubman Gill, I think, at cover. Maybe it was a leading edge even. It was definitely an uncomfortable shot there by Blackwood. And just looking at the replay here now, yes, it's a leading edge out towards Shubman Gill. He dived for it. Oh, he almost caught that in his left hand. I think he just missed it. And Blackwood survives, which brings Alec Athanase back on strike. Of course, the Dominican boy, making his test debut here today. Probably in a little bit earlier than he would have liked. He probably would have liked to come in a little bit later, perhaps after lunch, but here he is facing Thakur, and he plays a pull shot. He plays it absolutely beautifully, just swiveling on one leg, behind square for 4. I heard him get compared to Brian Lara the other day, and that shot that he played there is so much about like Brian Lara too. Well played, young man. Athanase moves on now. Just keeps the score going, keeps the West Indies scoreboard going, and more importantly, gets the fans going. We'll come to that story. Tell me maybe after this.
No worries. I'm waiting. A lot of people in India are asking that share the link. We want to listen to this radio commentary.
Okay, here is Taka, and Azanese defends, and there's a huge cheer. Maybe we wait till the end of the over for this story.
No worries.
I have a feeling it's a good one.
A great one.
Yeah, links for the commentary. I think it's on the West Indies YouTube channel, actually.
West Indies YouTube channel. So guys who are wondering, you can go to I will share the link soon. You can catch the entire commentary.
Okay, here is Takor, and he's bowling to Azanese, and he's just defending. Once again, a big cheer as the ball's picked up at mid-off. He cheers for a dot ball. That's says something about Dominicans, I guess, that it's been a while since they've had one of their own players in the team. So it's not a Shillingford, it must be said. Shillingford's obviously of a very famous family and famous names. The stands, Grayson Shillingford and Irving Shillingford stand named after them. And here is Taka bowling to Azanese. Oh, and he drives that beautifully, but it's straight to Ashwin at mid-off, and there's no run. So, yeah, just the one ball left in this 22nd over. Blackwood's there on 8, with an Azanese on 6. Azanese looks very comfortable at the crease, it must be said. So, giving the crowd something to cheer about after not the greatest of starts by the West Indies today. It's Taka once more, right arm over the wicket to Azanese, and he launches into a flowing drive, but it's fielded by Shubman Gill at cover, and there's no run. That is the end of the over. It's 55 for 3 here at Windsor Park. So what's the story you've got for me?
Yeah, story I must tell you, my viewers know about it. But the story is that maybe you are not aware. Virat Kohli came. He is the only surviving member from that tour.
Yes.
Everyone knows about it. The another guy is Rahul Dravid. He was coach.
Yes.
He was player but coach. But one story nobody knows is that Kohli has become the second player in the history of game to play against Test cricket against the father-son duo, which is senior Chandrapal as well as junior Chandrapal. And I had told this story in advance to Virat Kohli the other day, 2 days back. So I told Kohli, are you aware of this thing? So Kohli says, really? So then he recalled, yeah, I have played. Then he recounted about senior Chandrapal. And then I told him, the moment you play the first test, you will become, and let the Ashwin bowl, then we will come back to the story.
Ah, interesting, yeah. There is Ashwin bowling over the wicket to Blackwood. It's just defending, and there's no run. Yeah, well, Shivnarine Chandrapal scored 100 in that match in 2011 here. It was a draw, of course. Yeah, that was Kohli's top score at that time, actually. He made 30 in the first innings, which was his highest test score to that point. Here's Blackwood driving down the ground. There's a man at long on, though, coming around. He picks it up into just one run to Blackwood. Takes him on to 9, West Indies on to 56 for 3. So that brings the local boy, Alex Azanese, on strike. And he's just defensively forward, and there's no run. Actually, I was writing a tweet last night about the possible selection of Alex Azanese, and the Twitter self-corrected and called him Slick. So now I'll call him Slick Azanese. Here he is, working this one away to mid-wicket. Rohit misfields again. Wow, Rohit's giving Azanese an easy ride here in Test cricket. He misfielded to give him his first 2, and he misfielded again to give him another single. Here is Ashwin bowling to Blackwood. Defends that to short leg, and there's no run. And that brings us to the end of another over here. It's 57 for 3 at Windsor Park.
Yeah, I was. Shall I continue the story?
Yeah, the story, yeah.
So when I told Kohli about this story, so he was surprised. I told him, you know, Sachin Tendulkar was the first cricketer, only cricketer in the history of game to play against the father-son duel, which is Geoff Marsh of Australia, the opener. He played against Senior Marsh in 1991, and then again with one of his sons. I'm not sure whether it's Mitchell or Sean, but he played on a tour of Australia in 2011. So Sachin became the first player to play against father-son duo. But Virat's record is more interesting because Virat is playing the father-son duo on the same ground,
Right.
which has never happened with Sachin. You know, so in that way, Virat's record is unique.
Here's Tucker starting a new over, bowling around the wicket to Azenaze, who once again launches into a flowing drive to cover. And there's no run, but wow, he's timing the ball so well already. He's seen a man coming in for his first match. He just looks completely at ease here at the crease. And let's have a look at Azenaze's record. Of course, he plays. He actually plays for the Windward Islands. Just come back to that. Here's Taka bowling to Azenaze, and it's a beautiful drive once more, right out of the middle of the bat. Shubman Gill dives to defend that, but Azenaze's record in first-class cricket, he averages 36.5 out of 30 first-class games, highest score of 141, 2 centuries and 12 50s. So. Yeah, he can definitely bat. It's not a remarkable record, but it's a handy one. But I'm just loving the way he's timing the ball.
Right.
Everything's coming straight out of the middle.
A lot of people, I just wanted to know you know, obviously people think that since West Indies did not qualify for the World Cup, they think that there's a very lighter team, which is not fact.
Here's Takua, and this time Azenaze leaves a wide one alone, goes through the keeper.
Especially in Test cricket.
But also the sides are not the same. We were just talking previously. I mean, I just asked the question, why is Shea Hope not on this side? You know, like they seem so light on batting. But no, the sides aren't the same. You know, you look at the pacemen, for example. You've got Kemar Roach, Shannon Gabriel can't even make the side at the moment. Joseph's a good player, so. I don't think you're comparing, two sides. I don't think it's a fair comparison. As this one beats Azenaze outside off stumps, well bowled there by Tucker, and there's no run.
If you allow me, I will tell you an interesting story about Shardul Thakur as well.
Absolutely, we can do that.
Right now?
Let's wait till after the next ball. Here's Taka bowling to Azenaze, and there is no run. We might get you to tell that story at the end of the over, because I just realised I've run way over time here. I should have handed to Andy quite some time ago.
Okay, no worries.
There's Tucker bowling to Azenaze. He leaves that one alone outside off stump, and there's no run. That is the end of the 24th over. It was 57 for 3 here at Windsor Park.
So shall I move on? Okay. तो दोस्तों यहाँ पर कमेंट्री हो रहे हैं, हमारे आ रहे हैं, दूसरे कमेंट्री आ रहे हैं। इन्होंने बोला कि शार्दुल ठाकुर जी का, इन्होंने मुझे स्पेशली इनवाइट किया कि भाई आपका हम लोगों ने यूट्यूब चैनल देखा है, आपका नाम सुना है, आप आइए किससे कहानी सुनाइए। एज एन एक्सपर्ट तो मेरे लिए भी ये प्राउड मोमेंट है कि मैं कभी सोचा नहीं था कि भाई इस तरह से मैं आके एक्सपर्ट बनूंगा और यहाँ पर वेस्ट इंडीज़ में तुम लोगों को किससे कहानियाँ सुनाऊंगा। तो आप लोग को इससे मैंने सोचा कि चूँकि आप लोग परिवार हो तो इस मोमेंट का आप लोग गवाह बनो।
Thank you very much, Kumar. About to see Ashwin bowling there to Blackwood. trying to work the ball off his legs. The ball is striking him high up on the pad. He scored 57 for the last 3 in West Indies after having won the toss here and electing to bat. Just about a few minutes before lunch, 13 more minutes before lunch. West Indies losing Shandapur for 12, Brathwaite for 20, and Rifa for 2. So far, Afanaz has come out and he has looked quite good. For his 7 runs, goes on the back foot, is Blackwood, misses, unfortunate there not to get an edge as the ball goes through to Ishan Kishan. So welcome Vinal Kumar.
Vimal, not N, it's M. Vimal.
Vimal.
Yeah.
Vimal Kumar.
Yeah.
Steers this one past slips, the ball goes down to third man, they run 1, they come back for 2, and that's all there will be as Thakur chases down the ball. So 2 more runs to the West Indies total, 59 for 3. And
Expectedly, India is in a dominant situation.
so the 50 for West Indies coming off 20 overs and 5 balls, and they've lost 3 wickets, and India will be quite pleased with their performance so far. Ashwin bows to Blackwood. Blackwood again trying to whip the ball off his hips, and the ball striking him high and just trickles there to short leg. So a good session so far for India.
Yeah, it's great session. I would say losing the toss and then getting 3 wickets inside lunch.
Pulls another ball there to Blackwood, pushes it there to the man at short leg. The over comes to an end. At the end of the over, the West Indies 59 for the loss of 3. That's the latest score here at Windsor Park.
Yeah, so I was telling about Andrew the interesting story about Shardul Thakur. They I don't know how many Caribbean people are aware of that. Thakur, Rohit Sharma and Ajinkya Rahane, they all 3 come from Mumbai, and even Yashasvi Jaiswal. So after a long time, 4 Mumbai players are in the same playing 11. They're in the glory days of Mumbai cricket. Mumbai is like Barbados, like very dominant. Most of the legends have come from Mumbai, Tendulkar, Gavaskar and all that. So there was a time where there were very few cricketers coming from Mumbai. Then Rohit Sharma blew, and then Ajinkya Rahane. Let's continue with the over, then I will continue.
Well, we see the introduction of the left arm spinner, Jadeja, and Afanazu works it down beautifully down to the hip backward spell leg boundary. 4 runs there to Afanaz from the very first delivery bowled by Jadeja. Lovely shot.
Great shot. And I think, especially if you look at, these are the formidable pairs, more than 700, nearly 750 wickets between them, Ashwin and Jadeja. And to play a shot like that, especially when West Indies are in trouble of 63 for 3, and then playing this kind of shots, I think you have to admire.
Yes, indeed. Very good batsman. He's got to prove himself here. He's playing against the top spinners as Jadeja draws him forward. In defense, plays it back along the track to the bowler. Scored 141 versus Guyana in the regional tournament and 128 against the Leeward Islands. Amassed 647 runs of his 10 innings and was the leading scorer in the regional tournament. So he has had a good run with the bat, and one hopes for the West Indies' sake he continues here at Windsor Park as he comes forward. Plays it back along the track to the bowler, and he can score. 63 for the loss of 3. Afanaz on 11. Blackwood also on 11. Here is Jadeja bowling around the wicket. Hurries the batsman, a quicker delivery. Hurries Afanaz, but he has all the time. He watches the ball well and plays the ball quite late and quite well. Here is delivery once again, comes forward, meets it with the full face of the bat. He's looked quite good so far. The over comes to an end after 26 overs. Blackwood is on 11, Afanaz on 11. The latest score here at Windsor Park. The West Indies having won the toss and decided to bat. 63 for the loss of 3.
Yeah, I was telling you the story of Shardul Thakur. Shardul Thakur is like a workhorse. He's not very unlike many Indian cricketers, superstar. Once you play for India, you are mobbed everywhere. You can't lead a normal life. Like for you in Caribbean, it's normal, but in India, it's not normal. But Shardul is an exception. He was part of the Indian team, won a series in Australia, and next day when he landed in Mumbai, he was taking the local trains, which was unbelievable. The Indian Express newspaper did the story, and it went viral because it is staggering. An Indian cricketer taking local train in. It is the normal thing in the Caribbean, but in India, so he's that kind of down to earth, humble guy. Doesn't get his success go over his head. Very hardworking, and since he's like. Just continue with you.
Ashwin decides to bowl this time from over the wicket, the right arm off spinner. He has taken 2 for 22 of his 9 overs so far. He is into his 10th over. And it's good to hear the story there from Vimal Kumar, Indian comments man there, as Blackwood was trying to drive on the offside. The ball gets in the inner portion of the bat and trickle in there to the man at short mid-wicket. Shubman Gill there at the short mid-wicket position. Here is Ashwin from over the wicket. This one he works it delightfully off his legs, and they will cross for a single as Siraj gets onto the ball. So one more to the West Indies total, 64 for the loss of 3. And it's good when you can hear the humility of a player. Speaks volumes, because in these modern times when things kind of get to your head, you can get carried away.
Right.
But he stays humble, just as Afanaz. Afanaz is quite a humble guy. His humility is his watchword, and so far he has met everything with the full face of the bat, and to the delight of the crowd here at Windsor Park. It will be Ashwin decides to change his line of attack, coming from around the wicket. As a false start, there's a short leg, and there are 2 slips in place as Ashwin from around the wicket goes to Afanaz. Afanaz goes on the back foot and punches it through the covers. They run 1 and they'll come back for 2. A good looking shot there by Afanaz, having all the time in the world, going back on the back foot and just punching it through the covers and earning himself 2 runs.
And especially against someone like Ravichandran Ashwin, I am sure he hates it because he's such a fierce competitor, this kind of shots, and yeah.
Ashwin once again goes to Afanaz, the left-handed batsman, meets the ball there with a full face of the bat, straight to Sharma at the short extra cover, and he can score. Afanaz on 13. They have moved the man from short leg and put him to seal him off, as Ashwin from around the wicket once again draws the batsman forward, playing it all along the ground, past the man there at sealing it off. The over comes to an end. Over number 27 is complete. The West Indies 66 for the loss of 3, and that's the latest score here at Windsor Park.
I believe this will be the last over before lunch, right? Yeah, just
5 more minutes to go. How quickly can Jadeja complete his over?
Yeah, if it is Jadeja, then you can expect 1 more over because he is the quickest finisher. As far as over goes, just with the literally blink of an eye, and you see Jadeja has completed his over.
Yes, he gets back to his mark quickly, but he's making some adjustments. He has Siraj there at mid-off, and Ashwin there at mid-on. Siraj, in fact it's Jadeja, goes to Blackwood. Blackwood comes forward, pushes it firmly straight to the man at silly mid-off, and there is no run. So Blackwood on 12, Afanaz on 13. Left arm goes, and he works it delightfully off his legs. The ball is going down to fine leg. First man gives chase, but the batsman crossed comfortably for 2 runs. So good looking shot there. Delivery directed on the legs of Blackwood. He loves it there, and he just works it down to the fine leg region and gets 2 runs. left arm orthodox, bowling around the wicket, draws Blackwood forward. Blackwood pushes it there to the man at short extra cover. Shubman Gill is there and there is no run. Coming close to lunch on the first day of the Pure Cycle Agabafi series, and has been a good morning so far. Good sunny conditions prevailing and a good intriguing cricket. Here is a delivery, shot slightly short of a length. Blackwood goes on the back foot, plays it to the man there at short backward point, and he can't score. Blackwood is on 14, Afana is on 13. West Indies, after having won the toss this morning, 68 for the loss of 3. We're in the final delivery of the 28th over. Hits it over the chance there for a brilliant catch. My goodness me, what a spectacular catch there by the man at mid-off. And certainly Siraj has brought up a stunner there to get rid of Jermaine Blackwood. What a catch, Kumar.
Very, very unbelievable. We had the closest look, and at one point of time it seemed like he will not be able to. But he's quite an athletic guy. You see the way he runs, is very fit and very humble guy. Very coming from a very humble background. I'm sure a lot of people in Caribbean are not aware, but he has a very modest upbringing in Hyderabad, where he comes from. His father, auto rickshaw driver. He raised him. He dreamt big. And now he's the most experienced guy in this Indian lineup.
Well, what a catch. And the players are going off. Seems that lunch will be taken. And the score at lunch, the West Indies find themselves 68 for the loss of 4 wickets. 68 for 4. And the last batsman going, Blackwood. Brilliantly caught there by Siraj and mid-off.
Okay. तो ये था मेरा कमेंट्री स्टेंट. यहाँ पर मज़ा आया. इतने लोग इन्होंने बुलाया, सारे लोगों ने. यहाँ पर कमेंट्री कैसे होती है ये सारा मैं आप लोगों को दिखाऊंगा और आप लोगों को बताऊंगा. लेकिन मज़ा आया मुझे भी. कमेंट्री मेरी ख़त्म हो गई है, ठीक है. और ये देख लो यहाँ का नज़ारा, क्या कमेंट्री बॉक्स के पीछे में नज़ारा, खूबसूरत नज़ारा. पानी बह रहा है, दरिया आया है. जाके नीचे उतर के मन कर रहा है पानी पी ले. जाकर जाऊँगा किसी दिन, वो भी दिखाऊँगा. चलो बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया दोस्तों. अभी मैं थोड़ी देर में आप लोग से फिर ज्वाइन करता हूँ.